My name is Hanan Nagi. I'm a coach, trainer, and professional speaker, and I'm the founder and CEO of Transform Coaching and Training, the UAE. Entrepreneur, businesswoman, been in the corporate world for 15 years and just recently decided to join the small and medium businesses world and started my company, Transform. And I always talk about the limiting beliefs, and in my opinion, that's the major obstacle in our way to achieving what we want and to realizing and releasing our potential. That takes us to the whole black sheep theory that has been becoming popular in the past.
Tell me more about the black sheep theory.
Okay, well, a black sheep is usually referred to, or a person is called, when called a black sheep, is the person who's nobody in the family want to talk to. So he's the different person, he's the stubborn, might be a big-headed or just doesn't conform. And what I'm trying to do now is to help people see that term in a different way. That being a black sheep is actually and can be a very good thing. It can be the best thing that can happen to you in your life. Because if you think about it, if we're all just members of that white sheep flock, and we're all alike, and nobody's different, and nobody has got the guts to be curious, to be creative, to be courageous, to think, just to think differently, then nothing will ever change unless that happens. So it's to go back to that childlike stage. When we were kids, we'd go and put a knife in the electric socket because we're curious. We don't have any fear. Now that we're mature, we can still balance, courage versus craziness. But it's about going back to that stage to be able to question what's happening in our lives, to question even our dreams. Am I living the life I wanna live? Am I doing what I'm really passionate about? Have I turned over the years to just another white sheep trying to fit in and hoping that nobody will notice me? Or I'm ready to be different and to dig deep and go beyond my fears and become a black sheep. And yes, people might call me crazy and might call me unusual, but guess what? So all successful people in the world, they were all once mocked off.
So that black sheep actually pose a challenge for managers as well. How do you, suppose you have such people in your organization, how do you encourage them, possibly guide them, and at the same time not destroy the very spirit that gets them to be creative and be productive?
Right. I'm a big believer in coaching and mentoring. If you've got somebody who's that curious, and instead of trying to put him back in the lamp, and instead use that, there's a great energy behind the whole black sheep attitude. So coach him or her and see what is that they need to channel their energy and their curiosity and their creativity towards the right goal and the right place, and you'll be surprised. The other thing is investing in what we call regular employees or regular managers, those whom we look at and say, oh, they're not that talented. You don't know that. A lot of people can surprise you big time if they're given the chance to question and to make mistakes.
Well, the last year hasn't really been predictable, to say that, or hasn't really gone as planned. Has that changed the type of requirements for coaching that you've been approached for?
Yes. A couple of years ago, it was all about coaching people, developing them for, to be successes, to be leaders, to move to the next level. Now it's more about how to manage business goals, how to make sure the company achieve its financial goals and objectives, while retaining their employees and best talents, especially those who went through reductions, salary reductions or redundancy. So now those who are left in the company not feeling so secure and not sure. And so the companies which wanted to or are willing to invest in coaching at this stage, they would focus on that.
Do you find a lot of businesses willing to invest at the moment?
Not as much as before, of course, not as many companies as before. But there's still companies who believe that training and development and coaching, and it's just a part of their day-to-day business life. It's not a luxury or an extra thing to do.
Tell me more about some theories you have. Like the black sheep theory is really interesting. What more lessons would our readers learn from you?
Okay. Well, I would link the black sheep theory to the model that I use to coach and train, and it's called Attract, and it consists of 4 steps. So Attract stands for 80 awareness techniques. TR is for to transform, A for action, and the 4th one is CT for continue transforming. And it's basically, if you can visualize it, it's like a circle. You go from step 1 to 2, 3, 4. So let's say you've got a manager you want to develop, and you've tried everything. You sent him to training programs, you sent him to whatever, and it's not working. And this is when I followed that technique, which took years to actually research and develop, because then I don't just look for the skill that person needs. I look for the obstacle. If we imagine, or if we think of the inside of us as a backyard, and you keep rubbish, excuse me, in that backyard, and by that rubbish I'm referring to years and years of negative learnings, of fear of rejection, fear of judgment, fear of failure. And you're trying to turn that backyard into a beautiful garden. Most companies are trying to go and plant or grow a beautiful garden on top of the rubbish. You cannot do that. What you need to do is to clear that rubbish first, and then you plant the seeds, and you'd have a beautiful garden. So that's what the model helps me do. So the step 1 is awareness techniques. What I do is I sit and I coach the manager or the leader to find what are the limiting beliefs, what is the fear, what is the need. I'll give you an example. I had a great chap, very smart, ready to go up to a CEO position, but the management couldn't do that, couldn't promote him because he wouldn't speak up. He was a people's person, genius, everything. It's just, got the ingredients, the right ingredients for a future leader. But he wouldn't speak up. And when we started that process, we looked at what is the fear? And we realized that it was the fear of criticism, because deep down he didn't feel that he was articulate enough. And when we dug deep, we found out that it was, from childhood, and his brothers used to tease him a bit. You're stupid, you don't know how to speak up. So we start with that. The awareness supports the change process and make it permanent, make the change lasts. So with that awareness that that's not true, it's somebody else's opinion that you happen to believe in because you were too little. So now let's look at what is that you're doing in your life, which is the transformation stage. What is that you're doing in your life that is supporting that or reinforcing that belief? So we together create a counter plan. So now you have to go out and start speaking up, seeking opportunities to get out of your comfort zone. And of course it's very scary in the beginning, so he used to call me and say, this is very difficult. But once you do it, one, two, three times, you realize that it's not as scary as you thought it would be, and that you're capable. And then we move to continue transforming, which is the last stage, and how to embed, or how to unlearn and relearn, how to make sure that this new learning experience, that new belief that you're able and you're capable, stays and lasts. And so any different or future triggers won't take you back to the old state. So, and it's just you keep doing that with every limiting belief you've got, and then the limit is the sky.